Hey guys. Sorry, I got some crap in my eye. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Maticus Valentine Cole, and the reason why I look 3 days dead, it is cold as balls out in San Antonio today. Snow is actually falling in Texas. Texas! Cattle skulls, farmers' daughters, tumbleweeds as pets, all the stuff that Texas is known for, barbecue, cowboy hats, all that shit. But snow, now! But there it is. Anyway, today, guys, I got a request from one of my Instagram followers to talk about a particular issue, and I'll be honest. We'll get into it in a second, but I really want to say this, that YouTube and the internet entirely has been involved in so much negative crap that I really don't want to contribute to that. I want to bring out some positive thoughts and things like that. But on the flip side, the whole point of the cold community is so that we have an open forum to talk about whatever, no safe subject. You know, we can talk about anything you want. And so, in the spirit of that, I will definitely talk about this. But it's kind of a doozy. Alright. Basically, this whole situation popped up because this follower, who actually been a friend of mine for about 2 years now, she said that she recently went through a really bad breakup with her boyfriend of 10 months, and things were actually going pretty hot and heavy, and things were really strong, and they actually were talking about marriage. And once they actually started talking about the logistics of the marriage and the wedding and all that other crap, her intended took her to a lawyer's office and sat down and discussed the terms and conditions of a prenuptial agreement. And she went, what? A what? A what? Effing what? And the lawyer and he were like going, it's standard contract, you know, and she was so offended by it because they never really talked about that in the time that they were dating, and it's never come up. And even though I can understand that, my personal opinion on it, which honestly I shouldn't have an opinion on somebody else's life, honestly, but when someone starts telling me their problems, I inevitably form an opinion about it. But anyway, she should have expected this, because I mean, like, sorry, I'm trying to gather my thoughts, and it's freaking cold. God. Anyway, so long story less long, they broke up because she felt that the introduction of a prenuptial agreement was that it showed that he didn't have any faith in the relationship, and so she just called it off. And she told me about it, and actually expected me to go, oh honey, I know, what a dick, blah 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 blah. And she was really shocked when she asked me my opinion, and I told her that she should have signed it. And she was like, what? Oh my God! And I'm like, Jesus Christ, relax. You should have signed it. And there was a conversation. At the end of the conversation, she goes, Matt, make a video about it. Ask people's opinions on it. See what they say. Now, it's kind of funny that when she said that, she knows as well as I do that as many times as I say, leave a comment below about your opinion, stuff like that, I get 1 or 2 comments that have nothing to do with the video, but simply tell me that they enjoy the content, or that they're going to shout it on their Facebook page and things like that, which I love and I appreciate. Thank you. But if you guys have an opinion, definitely put them in the comments below. So before we delve into prenups, For those three people living under a rock and don't know what one is, let's go over the basics. The Google Dictionary, it defines a prenup as an agreement made by a couple before they marry concerning the ownership of their respective assets should the marriage fail. Okay? Pretty cut and dry. Urban Dictionary, on the other hand, and I'm going to paraphrase on this one because I really can't use as much language as they used in this particular definition. It says, it's something that you need to have because when she leaves your ass, she's going to leave with half. And honestly, that is a very common perception about prenups and why they're wanted. Now, and honestly, that's one of the reasons why I love Urban Dictionary, because on Urban Dictionary, people tend to say the things that everybody or most people think, but can't say in mixed company, or won't say in mixed company. As for fear of judgment by those who just love to judge. Okay? Now, I really didn't have an opinion on whether or not prenups were good or not. In fact, 10 years ago, if you had asked me the same question, I would have said categorically that prenups are a bad idea, that they wouldn't be necessary so long as you're taking the time to ensure that you're marrying the right person. But after doing some research, my opinion's kind of changed. Let me tell you what I'm talking about. The Harvard Law stats say that divorce happens at a rate of 49%, and other sources say the number is as much as 75%, which basically means that 2 out of 4 up to 3 out of 4 marriages end in divorce. That's a lot. Interestingly enough, the stats for marriages with and without a prenup are pretty much the same. So having a prenup will not alter the probability of whether or not you actually get divorced, at least according to the stats. One thing that I thought was kind of interesting, though, in a separate polling sample, between 10 and 16% of people believed going into their marriage that it would inevitably lead to divorce. Which leads to the question, if you really believe your marriage will eventually end in divorce, why get married at all? You know? And when that question was asked, 7 out of 10 of those people believed they could make it work if they could train their man or spouse, which I've got an opinion on that. But the other 3 said alimony. Let's cover both of those points. First group said that they believe they could make it work if they could train their man or their spouse. Let me tell you something, guys. And women, I've actually heard the I'm going to train my man or my man is well trained from quite a few of you. Let me tell you a secret. No one can train another human being. Human beings are not animals. And yes, I mispronounced the word animal to animals because I think it's cute. Anyway, but you cannot train human beings. They are who they are, and even if they are able to hide what they are for the sake of making you happy, eventually their true personality, much like a secret, will come out eventually. And then poof, divorce. Or you stay in it and are miserable. Okay? So, people who believe that they can train a human being to mold them into what they want is an act of futility and absolutely stupid. You have a difference of opinion? Give me the facts as to why. The second thing is the other 3 that said alimony, which basically means that the reason they enter into a marriage they believe is going to end in a divorce, they're getting into it because of alimony. I'm going to say this. That's some heartless shit. They're basically saying that, yeah, I don't really have faith in this relationship. I don't have faith that in the power of our love. I want the money. I want a check. That's fucked up. Insanely fucked up. I mean, guys, the reason why prenups exist is so that if a marriage fails, you're basically saying that if for whatever reason this does not work out, then I'm going to leave with my stuff, the stuff that I came into this relationship with, and you're going to leave the stuff that you came in this relationship with. And a lot of feminists look at prenups as a pretty raw deal, which I'm sorry, they can't come up with a really good excuse as to why, because they're basically saying we want that money too, which, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but that's what it looks like. Okay? And interestingly enough, according to a new survey of the American Academy of Matrimonial Lawyers, or the AAML, 63% of divorce attorneys say that they've seen an increase in prenup agreements in the last 3 years. And 43% said women were initiating it. I was like, that's good. I think that's excellent. I'm of the opinion that a prenup is absolutely necessary in today's society. There's too many people that are acting the fool. And I'm not talking about women, and I'm not talking about men. Neither one of them are exclusively innocent or guilty in this respect. What I will say, though, is that people getting into marriage and getting out of marriage leaves them both not only heartbroken, but that leaves their lives irreparably damaged. Okay? Under a normal circumstance, without a prenuptial agreement, if you get divorced, whoever makes the most money typically has to pay the person who makes less money a portion of their assets, as much as half. And then, of course, if you have children, then there's child support, and there is spousal support. I mean, there's a lot. And what sucks about that is that not only are you brokenhearted, disillusioned in marriage, you have a relationship where you had a person you loved with all of your heart, and now you hate them with everything you've got. And you can't just walk away and leave them to their own devices. You're stuck with them still. Paying, giving them your money. For what? There's a ton of reasons. But I'll say this. Back in the day when the divorce rate was much, much lower, a prenuptial agreement seemed a little hasty. But today's age, when I've got 72 subscribers. If all of them got married, over 30 of them would get divorced. Bill Burr, who is one of my favorite comedians, he once said that made the comparison of, would you jump out of an airplane knowing full well that your parachute had a 75% chance of not opening? Is that reasonable? It's funny, but it's absolutely true. And it's the same thing when it comes to marriage. Guys, I'm a classic romantic. I believe in the power of love. I believe in the power of marriage, and I believe that marriage is a good institution. But I also think that lately, people are wandering into marriage not because of the right reasons, which the right reasons are different for everybody. But honestly, I don't think people really know each other anymore. And we really don't know each other anymore because we don't talk real anymore. What I mean is that it's very rare that people that we date and people that we know, that we truly know who they are until well into the relationship. Which means people are getting married too early. There's people that have simply been dating for, my friend Tony and his girlfriend have been dating for 20 years. They've always talked about marriage, but it's never worked out. But for 20 years, they've been absolutely happy. and it's been fantastic. Then my other friend, Darius, he and his wife got together, and after 3 years got divorced. And she cheated on him. She cheated on him. They got divorced, and he had to pay spousal support. That's fucked up. On the flip side, though, I have my friend Tamra, who was with her husband for 7 years. She actually was making a lot of money, and he was making an average salary. They got divorced. He cheated on her, and he actually got spousal support for 2 years before it was appealed, and she didn't have to pay him anymore. Here's my thing, guys, and I'm going to say this real simple. When a relationship ends, I don't give a damn for what reason. When it ends, two people should go their own way. And if they desire it, never see them or hear from them again. Ending a relationship. Emotional trauma is every bit as damaging as a physical trauma. And sometimes what you need is time away from the source of the trauma. You know? Now, I've already said that I still do believe in marriage as an institution. But I believe we should protect ourselves. Men should protect themselves from opportunistic women. Women should protect themselves against opportunistic men. Is nobody innocent anymore? Evidence says no. Statistics say no. So that being the case, protect yourself. If the marriage is supposed to last, it will. But if something goes wrong, and everything about the person you love has disappeared, do you really want to be stuck in any fashion with that person for the rest of your natural life? I wouldn't. Why would you? And to my friend, who I feel my heart breaks for, because I know it really hurt her that she ended that relationship. But I still say that she should have signed the prenuptial agreement. And then after that, and once that was done, get married and do and work with your spouse every day to make the marriage work. And that's the thing. A lot of marriages end, in my opinion, because people stop working at it. They just fall into a rut. They take things for granted. And then all of a sudden, poof, the love is gone. I mean, love is easy, guys. Relationships are work. Marriage is a relationship that requires a lot of work. And the reason those relationships end is because somebody decided that the other person is no longer worth the work. So, you got to make that decision before you put a ring on somebody's finger, or before someone puts a ring on your finger, and really ask yourself, is this person worth the work? If you honestly can't say yes, or if you can at best say maybe, I think so, possibly, it's worth finding out. Prenup. You know? Prenup. For real. Alright, guys, look, I mean, everyone's got their own opinion on it. If I ever get married again, I'm definitely getting a prenuptial agreement. And I don't have millions of dollars. I don't even have thousands of dollars. I make a meager income, and and it would really suck if I ever had to give up any more of the scant money that I make to somebody I don't like. You know what I mean? And let's say that I was dating a woman who was herself wealthy. And she asked me to sign a prenup. I would still sign the prenup. I don't feel that I'm entitled to anybody else's success. I'm entitled to my own. And I wouldn't want to take it away from anybody who actually worked for the things that they've got. It's not right. And I have enough self-respect to acknowledge that. All right? But what is your opinion? Guys, if you have any opinions about this situation, leave them in the comments below. And if you have any other questions that you want to ask, guys, do me a favor. Stop leaving complimentary comments on my Instagram. Leave them here. The damn YouTube algorithm uses the comments that are made here and the likes on this channel to help get the word out to this channel to everybody else in YouTube. Putting the comments on Instagram does nothing for me. You know, so with all the love and respect that I've got for you, leave all the likes here, leave all the comments here. It'll help out the channel and make it grow. Okay? In the meantime, guys, and in the between time, I want you guys to take some moment and know that I do appreciate you and I have faith in you. And I want nothing but good things for you and for your life. And I think that we can get them so long as we first take the time to really think and be objective and mostly take the time to be honest with ourselves. If we can, then a lot of the pitfalls that we're running into lately will be gone. I really believe that. All right? All right, guys. Well, that's it for me. Please do me a favor and give this channel a like or subscribe. If you got any comments, leave them here in the comments below. I'm sorry to be a repeato boy. And as always, keep the shadows at your feet and forever out of your heart. I love you. I appreciate you. Latest.